Here we go. In 3, 2, 1.
And so instead of shots, we got the little tune. Hit it again. Hit one more time. This is This Week in Sports, baby.
Our little tune.
We'll see how it works. Yeah, so you know what time it is. A lot has happened in This Week in Sports. I mean, we'll get into a bunch of shit. Brady retires. You got to hop on the Cincinnati Bengals train if you haven't already. They're going all the way. The train's going all the way to the championship. I'm calling it right now. The Oilers, all of a sudden, back in their winning ways, just in time for the All-Star break. Other news: the Winter Olympics have begun. I think tonight in China, in Beijing, they kick off. Team Canada, big name. Oh, big news in Team Canada, not just for the Olympics starting, but we're like one step away from qualifying for the World Cup. In NBA news, some good news as far as one of the Raptors being able to get to the All-Star game. And, of course, This Week in Sports History, TWIS. But before we get into all that, just got to give a shout-out to Cage Exteriors, as always. If you're looking for some work on your house, coincidentally, or if you're looking to, get to work yourself, they're hiring Cage Exteriors with a K. They're a family-owned company. They're great people to work for, and great people to know. So, with that said, I gotta start off by saying congratulations to the most, like he needs my congratulations, Tom Brady retiring, one of the best, not even one of the best, the best, hands down, without a doubt. Maybe the best athlete we've ever seen in any sport ever. Fucking rights. Give him another couple of those. The best. So it was funny. He kind of made it kind of dramatic because he announced it through his agents that he was going to retire, and then they brought it back like, oh no, maybe you won't. Try to give some drama around it. Then sure enough, like the following day or day after, he officially announces it. So I mean, that opens the door for all these other younger quarterbacks, including Mahomes. After he made it to the championship round for like this third year in a row, but he got overtaken by my Cincinnati Bengals, baby. Hop on the train if you haven't already.
Ooh.
Yes. Man, what a Cinderella story. The first time winning a playoff game in like 30 years, 31 years, and now they're in the Super Bowl, ready to compete for a championship. Like, that's unbelievable. They're going to be joined by the LA Rams, who took down the San Francisco 49ers. So both my picks came to fruition. And my pick, obviously, for the Super Bowl, it's going to be Cincinnati going into SoFi Stadium, going into LA, and beating the LA Rams. When everything's going to be about LA. I mean, they got a bunch of LA's greatest hip hop artists performing at halftime. In case you haven't heard, and I seen something because Eminem's also performing at the Super Bowl, and I seen a freaking hilarious meme about what does it go? Stafford playing, Eminem performing. This is the closest Detroit has ever been to actually being in a Super Bowl, because Matt Stafford played for Detroit all his career, right? And that's why that's another like kind of a Cinderella story, and people are like hoping good things upon him, as well as Joe Burrow. Man, like Cincinnati, their fan base. I mean, the way we were cheering on Sunday, you would have thought that we were like major fans. We were going off in here. It was so much fun. It was such an unbelievable weekend for the playoffs, but it's been an unbelievable playoffs in general. Like every one of these games has been close. Every one of these games has been exciting and like back and forth. And I mean, minus like I think the wild card round, there was some blowouts, but the couple weeks since have been freaking amazing. So I'm looking forward to the Super Bowl, and I'm looking forward to Cincinnati taking it home for the first time. And I don't even know. I couldn't even tell you the last time they won a Super Bowl, if ever. I mean, just the fact that they haven't won a playoffs in my entire life says something about the fan base and the suffrage of the fan base, because I know how it is to not win. I mean, being a fan of some of the teams that I'm a fan of. So yeah, go Cincy. In other NFL news, there was something. I mean, 2 weeks in a row, you got two Hall of Famers retiring, or 2 weeks of this here podcast. We're talking about big names retiring in the NFL. I mean, I'm getting old. I'm seeing these guys play. My whole life they played, and now they're retiring, and it makes me feel like, holy fuck, I'm getting up there. Oh, I can't wait. So, yeah, I mean that's the big news in the NFL, Brady, obviously, and the Cincinnati Bengals. Um, Normally I start with the Oil, but the Oilers are on another break. This time the All-Star break. It's only a few days, but they're coming off some big wins. A big win in Washington, a big road trip where we took it to Montreal. We had a really good game against Washington, even though Alexander Ovechkin was out. We took it to them 5-3, and we're going to the All-Star break on another hot streak. I think we won 5 of the last 6 after losing fucking 7 in a row, and like only winning twice in like a month and a half. Oh, it was brutal. So if you're a bandwagon jumper, hop back on for the Oilers here, because we hot right now. We hot, and we got two of our best going to the All-Star game. No surprise, it's Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl. They're competing in the skills competition tomorrow. I think Leon in the shooting drill or whatever they got there, and then obviously Connor in the fastest skater. And I think my money is on both those guys in their respective drills. Again, this year they're doing something more exciting for the All-Star game. It's a 3-on-3 tournament, and we all love 3-on-3 hockey. That shit's exciting as hell, back and forth. Freaking odd man rushes up and down the ice, and when you got all-star players doing that, and all-star goaltending's stopping some of these crazy plays, some of these odd man rushes, it gets really, really edge of your seat exciting. So looking forward to that. Team Canada is killing it. I never really talk soccer unless it comes to the world's biggest stage, and I never really got into it because Canada hasn't made a World Cup, I think, in like decades and decades and decades. Other than the women's won the World Cup a couple years ago, but Team Canada, the men's Team Canada team, one win away from qualifying for the 2022 World Cup. And oh my God, if it happens and we're on the hot streak that we're at, fuck it, we're unstoppable. We're higher in the standings than the USA. And the U.S. always has had a really, really good soccer team, football team, depending on, how technical you want to be. But the fact that we're leading them in the standings it just shows how incredible of a squad we have with us right now. And we don't even have our best player, Alphonso Davies, but I guess he'll be there for the World Cup. So, I never get excited about soccer, but when the ladies won a couple years ago, shit, that was awesome.
Yeah.
And but the ladies have always, like, Christine Sinclair is the best soccer player in history, right? Like, men or women, she has the most goals ever. And so we've always had like our women's team has always been a lot more competitive on the world stage than the men's team historically. I mean, in the last few World Cups and the last couple decades, because Sinclair's been around for frickin' ever. So yeah, I think our next match is in the next couple days. Let me look it up. Team Canada World Cup qualifier. Oh my goodness. World Cup qualifiers. Yeah, so we beat El Salvador yesterday, 2-0. See, that shows you how much I know about soccer. And then we faced Costa Rica in the final round. Oh my goodness. Costa Rica and then Jamaica. Oh yeah, so it's not in the coming days. So they take a break, and then it's at the end of March. We play 3 more games. And oh my God. Frick, we beat the States. But we beat Honduras. We beat Mexico. Like, these are all like teams that have always been good on the world stage. So we're making moves, baby. Where's that applause button? The Winter Olympics are starting as well. Unfortunately, the NHL players aren't permitted to go. I mean, we've discussed this before. It fucking blows, but it is what it is. Team Canada started off. The men's hockey team started off with a routing, complete dismantling of Team Switzerland. They beat them 12-1 in the first game at the I think it's a round robin. Just smoked them, or it's exhibition. Hopefully, 12-1. Switzerland got fucking smoked. I mean, Team Canada. There's some former NHLers on the team, headlined by Eric Stahl, former Stanley Cup champion. He was on the Carolina when they beat us back in the day. So he's going to be a leader for Team Canada, and of course, even though the NHL players aren't there, and my boy McDavid isn't there, and I have his Team Canada jersey that he was supposed to wear, I'm always for Team Canada no matter what. So go Canada, go. So before I get into a hilarious story on this week in sports history, just going to touch on the NBA. Just quick news in NBA regarding the Raptors. Fred VanVleet going to the All-Star game, and I guess he was the fourth most underdrafted player ever to go to an All-Star game. Meaning there's only been 3 other players drafted lower than him to ever make an All-Star game. So that guy worked his ass off, and he's one of our best players. Hence why he's getting the invitation to the All-Star game. So shout out to Fred VanVleet, NBA champion Fred VanVleet, now an All-Star Fred VanVleet. Love that dude. He was part of the winning team. He's like one of the few remaining pieces that we still have from that championship team in 2019. Lowry, we don't have Lowry anymore. Leonard left right after he got us the championship, and he's like, peace. And so VanVleet, one of the longest serving Raptors, and we're doing all right. We're sticking around in the playoff picture. We're obviously not at the top of the conference, but I think if you keep on pace with the majority of the pack, and you're able to make it in the playoffs, anything can happen then. Like we all know that. Like crazy things happen in the playoffs. You just got to give yourself a chance to make it. So I hope we're able to keep it up, stay in the thick of things, and you never know. We got we got VanVleet on our team. He's already a champion, so shit, make it happen again. I wish I had more to talk about as far as the MLB, but their talks, quote unquote, continue. I guess the owners they want a federal mediator for the talks with the players. So spring training, pitchers and catchers typically report mid to late February. So we're fucking pushing it now. We're cutting it close, and the rest, like spring training, gets into full swing usually in March. So I mean, it's already freaking February 3rd when we record this, and I mean, I hope there's no delays in the season starting. I wouldn't be surprised if there is, though. I mean, they've been on strike before. I mean, given it was like 20 years ago, but it has happened. And yeah, I don't want to see a work stoppage. I don't want the work stoppage already officially kind of happened, but I don't want to see games delayed or the start of the season delayed or, God forbid, like cut short. I mean, it is a long season, so it's not like you'd be missing a lot if it's only like a few weeks. But I mean, anything more than that, it changes the season like it did, like COVID changed the season a couple years ago, where it was only a 60-game season opposed to 162. So that was a big chunk missed it. But that was also the start of the Blue Jays, young kids freaking getting some playoff experience. It wasn't in Toronto, but still that experience, I think, goes a long way, especially for our stars that need that experience to have success, because you got to learn how to lose before you learn how to win. We all know that. Okay, so that was really quick firing through all these made headlines. we were going to go see Jackass tonight, so I didn't want to run this too long. But before I let you go, this week in sports history, I got a freaking hilarious story, a great story, one of the best stories. It was awesome. But a couple other points. Fuck it, I'll just start with my story. So on February 1st, 2020, so that was, 2 years ago now? My God, 2020 is 2 years ago. That's nuts, man. Like, what the heck?
It's still 2016 in my brain.
Right? Yeah, man, like, so 2020 was 2 years ago. And 2 years ago, I went to my last hockey game before all this COVID shit happened. It was my last kind of event out before the world changed. And it was that infamous Battle of Alberta.
Ooh. I was just watching a video about that.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Dude, iconic. And I still, when I think about it, I can't believe I was there. If you guys don't know which infamous Battle of Alberta I'm talking about, get up from out underneath your rock, because it was the craziest game ever. Everything happened in that game. The Oilers were in Calgary, and I was lucky enough to win tickets to this game while I was working in Calgary. So how we won tickets was me and the dude I was rooming with in Calgary. We went to Boston Pizza a few nights prior because we heard of a contest that they were having, giving away tickets to that specific Oilers game, right? So the bar was relatively packed, and they play this little game like heads or hips or whatever game to eliminate people till you're down to the last two people to see who wins these tickets. So I get eliminated like in the first round because I'm an unlucky motherfucker. Like, I have no luck. And but my buddy Lockie, shout out to Lockie, my roommate in Calgary, he kept in it. And sure enough, final round, he fucking wins it. And I'm like, yes! We cheer so loud because we were looking forward to it so much. So he's a die-hard Flames fan. You should see his house. Like, I've never seen so much Flames gear ever in my life. Like, it was decked out. He had like a Flames fridge, all the posters, all the memorabilia, just a shit. He also had like the biggest Blu-ray collection I ever seen, bro. It was like the whole wall.
Damn.
Yeah, it was like thousands and thousands. Yeah, so he was a diehard Flames fan. I'm a diehard Oilers fan, and we really wanted to get these tickets because we knew that there was going to be some shit popping off because there was a lot of animosity in the games prior. If you guys remember Zach Kassian and Matthew Tkachuk, their little feud. Tkachuk ran over Kassian a couple times in one game, and then Kassian tried to go fight him, and then he just kind of like turtled up and didn't drop his mitts. And so there was some animosity there. So we were all looking forward to it. And they faced like 3 times in the previous, like, I don't know, month or so. So there was going to be some fireworks, and we all knew it. So when we won those tickets, it was sensational. I felt so pumped. So a couple nights later, we go to the game, and oh my God, the amount of Oilers fans that were in the Saddle Dome, I would say it was probably 30, maybe 40% Oilers fans. There were so many. And, well, because we all know there's more Oilers fans than Flames fans in general. If you're a Flames fan, there might be something wrong with you, and you might have to go get evaluated. But jokes aside, so get to the game, Oilers fans galore, pumped. Fucking game starts within like the first minute and a half. Oilers score. Yes, going off. The cheers were so loud in there when the Oilers scored. I'm like high-fiving over Flames fans' heads. I'm high-fiving Oilers fans just all over the place. And sure enough, we score another one, like not too long after. So we're up 2-0 early, and we're just feeling pumped. And then we just take it to these guys. Like, just the whole first period, we dominated. And then I think, so the real shit started popping off second period, and then the infamous goalie fight happened with like a minute and a half or something, just over a minute left in the second period. So I'm up there watching fucking Ethan Bear, our boy, our cousin, fucking the cuz, they're giving it to Kachuk, just fighting, right? Just going off, just beating him up. And unbeknownst to me, I was so focused on that, I didn't see that Mike Smith rolls up to center ice. And he's just waiting there.
Crazy.
He's just waiting there because the whole team's like, everyone's like going off. They're all pushing and shoving, fighting. It's carnage, right?
Everyone's fighting.
Yeah,
and the goalie's feeling left out.
Yeah, so Mike Smith skates up to center ice, waits, and then I guess Nurse points Cam Talbot, our former goalie, over to Smith. So fucking Talbot skates to center ice, and then all of a sudden I see this. I'm like, no fucking way. And then Smith just, oh my God, just gives it to Talbot, like boom, 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 boom. Oh, what I kept saying on the train after that fight, I'm like, don't fuck with Smith, will fuck you up. Yeah. Like and I loved Talbot when he played for us, and he took us to the second round of the playoffs. He was really good that year for us. He had the most wins in franchise history. Because we had no real backup that year, but so I mean, it was just ironic that it was Mike Smith who played for Calgary the year prior and Cam Talbot who played for the Oilers the year prior, fighting at center ice. Oh my God, when everything was like settled, there was just equipment all over the ice, and the referees got together and shit. And I've never seen this before. They sent the both teams back to their dressing rooms with time still on the clock in the second. And we're all wondering, like, what the fuck is going, like, everyone in the crowd, like, we're all standing, we're all, like, we're all holding our head, like, what did we just witness, yo? Like, and then, like, what's happening now? They're taking them off the ice, like, and I'm asking questions, like, do the goalies get penalties, like, in NHL, like, in the video game NHL, or are they still able to play? And I think I can't remember what happened, I think they both actually got penalties, so they had to stay on the bench. I can't remember where the goalies went. I think they had to put the backups in.
Yeah,
yeah. And but so basically what they did is they sent the teams back to the dressing room, and then they played the last minute and a half when they came out after the intermission, and then the horn went again, and then they just started off with the third period. I never seen anything like that before. Right when it happened, I couldn't believe my eyes when I seen the goalie fight. I thought, like, I'm not even joking. One of my first thoughts were like, yo, is this real? Like, is Vince McMahon in the building? Like, is this orchestrated? Like, this doesn't happen. And like Murphy's Law in that game, anything that could happen happened. We got a penalty shot later in the game, scored on that, and we ended up scoring 8 goals. I think it was 8-3 the final. And leaving there an Oilers fan, there's no better feeling. Leaving the Saddle Dome as an Oilers fan after a huge win. I'll never forget that day. Whenever I think about it, I still can't believe I was there to witness it.
I still can't believe you were there.
Yeah, I know, because everyone was watching it and shit, and I just seeing everyone's reactions and the fact that, like, yo, people, I was there for that shit as an Oilers fan,
and everyone loved it.
Everyone.
I think that some of the commentators, like some of the people, were like, "Oh, this is the way hockey should be," and all the fans were like, "Yes, we love it."
Well, Jack Michaels, one of the best commentators, he fucking went off. His call was, he's like, "This is the Battle of Alberta we've been waiting 30 years for." Yeah. He's loving it. He's loving it, right? So we all were too. Like the whole, like even the Calgary fans, even though Talbot got his ass whooped, still like couldn't believe what just went down. So yeah, that happened 2 years ago. This week in sports history, TWIS. And other little side notes regarding the Super Bowl specifically too, because it's Super Bowl week. I think the next time I will check in will either be right before the Super Bowl, or we're going to be probably still recording during the Super Bowl and then maybe doing one around it. Well, it'll be a big thing. So, but the freaking Cowboys, they got eliminated earlier this playoffs, and I seen that on January 28th, 1996, the Dallas Cowboys won their 5th Super Bowl, but they haven't been there since. So that's what, 25 years, 26 years they have yet to get to the Super Bowl again. So I know the Cowboys fans, they're always disappointed every year. They're like Flames fans, or not Flames fans, Leafs fans. Sorry, Flames, you haven't even got there yet, so it's all good. No, they've been there a couple times. They've won once. But I'm saying they've never had to suffer like some of these other fans, because they have no reason to suffer. They don't even have a chance, or like. That's my sister in the background. Shout out to Naomi Jacko. She's been on the podcast before, but we had to leave her off this one because she doesn't know what she's talking about. So, also another This Week in Sports History moment. On January 31st, 1988, Doug Williams makes history. He becomes the first black quarterback to win a Super Bowl and a Super Bowl MVP. That's nice. Doug Williams. So, I'm going to leave you with this. Like I said, if you're not on the Cincinnati bandwagon, you got to give your head a shake. Get on the bandwagon, Naomi. Get on the bandwagon. Get on the train. This train's going to the Super Bowl championships. You got a choo-choo fucking sound effect on there?
No. Nope.
Okay, no choo-choo.
We'll get one.
Okay. But this is another reason why you got to hop on the train. Yep. The Bengals, they're doing it for Harambe.
Yeah.
He said, that's our guy. That's our hero. We're doing it for him.
We've been on the wrong timeline.
That's Sam Hubbard.
Ever since Harambe happened, and this is how we're going to get back on track.
Yeah, this is how we get back on track. Life will go back to normal after the Cincinnati Bengals win a Super Bowl. Win this Super Bowl 56, I believe it is.
They're writing the timeline, like the Avengers.
Yeah, the Cincinnati Cinderella Story. That's what it is, and that's what it's going to be. I was saying this last week while we were watching the game. When, not if, but when Cincinnati wins this Super Bowl, they're going to make either a movie about this story or like a TV documentary or some shit like that. Because what they came back from, KC was up 18 points, and they came back.
And then they lost. They were tied up. Then they lost the coin flip for overtime.
Oh, my God.
And you know what that means. Just you never win.
You never win.
Yeah.
Only one team has won out of 11. And when they had used that rule in the playoffs. But what was it? A fumble? I think it was.
I think so.
Interception. I don't know. We were all a little buzzed at that point, having a good time, having a great time. Just not even believing the game we were watching because it was so much fun and we were cheering so hard for Cincy, and it turned out to be an amazing game and an amazing comeback. And those rules in the overtime, man, they got to change. But thank you for listening to This Week in Sports. I'll check in on you either, I don't know, once before the Super Bowl or Super Bowl will happen, and we're going to do some recording around then. We might have a couple special guests, very special guests. I don't want to say too much just in case we can't get one or two of them, but I'm hoping we can. And either way, it's going to be a good time. It's going to be a good game. It's going to be a good party here, too. I don't know. If you want to come, holler at me. Adios.